Hi, this is Farouk. Welcome to the Sensibility Podcast. The holiday season is fast approaching, and with it comes a bunch of questions. We've been postponing non-essential travel and social activities for over 6 months now. And if, like me, you're thinking, can't I just take a break from social distancing, cheap hand sanitizers, and strangers taking my temperature all over for some much needed me time or family time, then this episode will help. There aren't any easy answers to the questions about just how to plan a holiday, especially with the growing number of infections in the European Union. But it's not all doom and gloom. So let's unpack the issue to help you get through the festive season with a smile. Whether you're attending a year-end function, hosting a Christmas party, or planning a getaway with the family. I've put a few links in the show notes if you'd like to read up a little more for some additional pointers. In the Southern Hemisphere, we are fortunate to be going into summer because outdoor functions are not only safer but more fun too. And the Department of Health has issued 3 broad guidelines. Number 1, wear a mask and ask guests to do the same. Number 2, have hand sanitizer handy or a hand washing station for guests if you're hosting a party. And lastly, maintain a 1.5 meter distance from anyone who doesn't live in your household. As far as indoor events go, I personally think it's a good time to hit the reset button on traditional holiday feasts with extended family and friends. The safest bet over the holidays is with members of your household. And consider that if one member of your household is vulnerable, it puts your entire family at risk. And if you're planning a sit-down meal, remember that sitting unmasked indoors alongside people who are not from your immediate family equates to a high transmission risk. So instead of a meal, consider other types of gatherings. You could go for a hike together. A picnic is always a great idea in summer, or host a potluck where everyone brings their own food. And if you are having guests over, you could seat them in pods. So to minimize the risk of transmission between groups, keep families together. And it's also a good idea to have multiple food and drink stations without any shared utensils. If you're going away, there are 2 considerations. Firstly, keep an eye on the stats. The health department has daily briefings where they publish breaking news and release info on areas experiencing a spike in infections. And something that's just come to mind, if the area that you live in is experiencing a spike, it's a good idea to stay home. And the reason for that is we take precautions not just to reduce the risk of contracting the virus, but also to slow down the transmission rate. Secondly, be careful of younger members of our families returning home for the holidays. Returning students may be silent carriers or may have contracted the virus while traveling home. So if it's possible, you may want to get them a rapid test before they interact with members of the household. So having decided that you're going away, a few thoughts on what to do before you leave. Chat to a local travel agent. Agents might appear to be a dying breed, but the truth is they're really seasoned professionals and they are accustomed to dealing with changing industry dynamics. And even though their advice right now to you might be plan now and travel later, a chat to them could provide you with additional insights, holiday specials, and a list of things to consider before you leave home. Then, despite major hotel groups announcing changes to their cleaning measures, etc., the answer to whether it's actually safe to stay in a hotel is highly subjective and is also heavily influenced by the behavior of others. So if you must stay in a hotel, I would choose one slightly off the beaten track because they are likely to see lower volumes of people. I would also look at home rentals through platforms like Airbnb, not only because you're likely to encounter fewer people, but you'll be the only people there. And if you are using Airbnb, they have a new program with respect to cleaning and sanitation. And it's worthwhile checking if your choice is a participant in that program before you confirm a reservation. If you elect to stay home for the holidays, road trips are an excellent idea. And I remember the days when a road trip simply meant queuing up a great playlist and stocking up on snacks. These days, they're one of the safest ways to travel. They limit your exposure, especially compared to things like aeroplanes and other modes of transport. So 3 or 4 road trips over a month to locations within an hour of where you live is a great option during the holiday season. To summarize, in general, when interacting with others, choose outdoor gatherings over indoor functions. Keep the time of the gathering short and keep it small. If you plan to host or attend a function, wash your own dishes to limit cross-contamination or use paper plates, they're safer. Wipe down common areas and don't use serving utensils or pass dishes around. If you are flying over the festive season, wear a mask. If possible, choose an airline that's not filling the middle seat. Try not to fly during peak hours. Instead, choose a flight either very early in the morning or after 8 p.m. And choose a window seat toward the rear of the plane to limit your contact with other passengers. The festive season is also associated with higher levels of shopping. The pandemic presents us with an opportunity to save on the additional expense by shopping online and even having an item gift wrapped and delivered with a personalized greeting card. Finally, remember to check with your family doctor before you confirm any plans. They are in the best position to assess the risk and offer advice based on their expertise and experience. If you found some of this helpful, please share it with a friend. And remember to subscribe to get notified of future episodes. Until next time, take care of yourself, and if you can, someone else too.